Hey, welcome back, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Post Malone appears to not be doing very well. Edwin's generation has responded with another Shiloh video, and there's this Instagram influencer. Apparently he likes to hit women. All that and more as the Rep reports. Oh, that's pretty hot. Over on the Repzilla Twitter about 15 hours ago, I tweeted, Post Malone is not looking good, man. This is worrisome. In this TikTok video here, it looks like he's running out of breath. It looks like he's not very concentrated. In general, the behavior does not look good. Now, I do know I've seen some people saying that, he said that this is just foreplay. It's just him getting too into his performance. It's performance art, but is it though? If you type in Post Malone on the Twitter search, you're going to see a lot of people that are just generally worried. One Twitter user saying, the very first one says, I don't know what's going on with Post Malone, but all jokes aside, he clearly needs help. Here's one where a Twitter user says, I've seen people say this is normal, but I know for a fact it isn't. I've seen the 2018, early 2019 concert post, and this is wrong. We've lost multiple legendary artists to abusing drugs, and no one is helping. Someone needs to help this man. He is miserable. Let's check this out. This Twitter user says he's really not okay. Somebody needs to intervene and get him help he needs. Post Malone did address concerns of drug abuse at a concert just a few hours ago, saying,
My name is Austin Richard Post, and I'm here to play y'all some shitty music and get fucked up while we do it, man. And I just want to address this before the show tonight. I've seen a lot of shit today, people hitting me up and asking me, you know, if I'm okay. You know, asking me if I'm on, you know, heavy drugs or anything like that, and I'm not on drugs, and I feel the best I've ever fucking felt in my life. And that's why I can bust my ass for these shows and fucking fall on the floor and do all that fun shit, man. But for anybody that's concerned here, I appreciate the love and the support, but I feel fucking fantastic, and I'm not doing drugs.
That adds a whole different dynamic to the situation. Like I said, there has been a public scare about 2 years ago where he was acting like this on stage. But I want to know what you guys think about this, so leave your comments in the comment section below. Also, in the news. So before I play this video, this is about abuse and relationship abuse. It's about NickPlugsYourHoles. This is some kind of grimy Instagram star that hits women, and if this is too triggering for you, you don't want to see anything like that, then go ahead and I'm going to put a time here. Skip to that time for the next news post. And if you're still here, I tweeted March 4th, everyone watch out for this POS, NickPlugsYourHoles, some grimy Instagram model who hits women.
Fucking push me against the wall. I don't know who the fuck you are. Get away from me. You've called me hoe. I don't know who you are. Pack your shit and leave. That is it. Pack your shit and leave. Charlotte. Pack your shit nicely. Do not break my things. Look. Leave. I've asked you nicely. Ow! Fuck! Nick, I've literally asked you. Stop! 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 This is my apartment! Stop! 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 Why are you doing this? I have it on record! You're gonna go to jail! Stop!
So in this picture here, it says, "This is what he did to me, then tried to win me back and literally betrayed me again and again. I don't fall for this." So to my knowledge, the story is that he did this to her. He went to jail, and then when he came out of jail, he tried to win her back. She was accepting with this and was trying to work it out, and then in the middle of that, he activated his Tinder account and was trying to get along with other girls. She saw this and tried to kick him out, to which he attacked again. I'm told that he did go to jail a second time. And at this point, he then takes down his Twitter, his Instagram. It all goes dark, and he tries hiding from it. He did, on his OnlyFans page, change it to "You guys won." After deleting his Twitter, he did make another one, and as you can see, it says, "Don't believe everything you see. Everyone who obviously has something to say about what happened between me and Sophie, just STFU. I simply knocked the camera from her hand. The blood from her nose was fake. She's clout chasing. But I'm not here." Okay, first off, this is a very pretentious statement. What clout? And I don't mean to be mean, he's virtually irrelevant. He's only had about 60,000, I think, Instagram followers. So what clout would she be trying to get with this so-called fake blood? Somebody that met him before, I'm not going to disclose the identity of this person, but they did tell me a little bit about this guy's character, and I said to her that this is textbook manipulation. This is shifting blame from himself to other people and victims in general. It's him avoiding accountability 100%. This person says, "As long as it's kept anonymous, you can use anything I say, but it's all alleged. I've not personally hung out with him or been in his presence more than a few minutes, but I do know that he did have a major drug problem through sources that were friends with him." And after watching the video, she posted again. I'm noticing that it's another blankety blank that has posted it. I do not follow her, but I'm about to, because now I would really like to follow this if anything else happens, because it's obviously something that will probably blow up in the community I'm involved in, blankety blank. Or at least I hope, because this is something that needs to be brought to awareness, because I can only imagine how many other here in LA know other that have worked with him without any issue and would probably think about reaching out to this individual to collab without knowing how much of a violent, loose cannon this individual can truly be. So I did ask this person if they wanted to come on in a call with me for a type of interview to talk about this, and they replied with, "I'm just afraid that I don't know him well enough to speak on the behalf of this coming to light, because I, until now, had no idea this is how bad he got. I do know back around June 2019, he had left his camera somewhere, and when it was dropped off, I went on a ride with a friend to his place to drop it off. She had told me to stay in the car because he was blackout drunk, coked up, and raging on his own boys. I assume about the camera, I don't know. She told me that he's always been a unique person and super fun, but he gets himself into a lot of really dumb situations, usually when he's using, if something triggers him." Currently, Nick Plugs Your Holes Instagram is still, it's either deleted or on private, but just so you know, if you're a girl in the industry and you're wanting to work with this person is not a good person. Another thing is you probably shouldn't work with anyone that's named Nick Plugs Your Holes. That's also in the news. This is not really a news topic, but I just wanted to talk about it. You guys know iNabber, good dude. He posted this picture. He's been having a go at Americans. And in this picture, he says, "I'm convinced America isn't a real country. This crap has to be a reality TV show." And in this video, you can see a mother and a daughter making sweet tea.
On how we make tea in America, so I wanted to show you how this American girl makes tea. So we fill our pot with water, then we boil our water. We pour our boiling water in. We use 2 tea bags. Let them soak for about 15 minutes and pour that sugar in. Give it a little stir. Then fill the rest with water. Then we put it in the fridge. And that's how we make tea.
So, you know, right off the bat, without a context, if you're from another country or whatever, you're going to think, oh, that's a lot of sugar. That's crazy. That's diabetes and all this other stuff. But I just wanted to quickly inform you. In my tweet, I say, it's part of my culture here in the South. I like coffee and hot tea, but occasionally I go for some sweet tea. It's normal for households to make tea in this way for their families. I think you need to understand that different parts of the United States of America have different norms and folkways. Just like you guys have stuff that we think's weird, we have stuff that you think's weird. Now, it's important to understand that when we make tea this way, it's supposed to be a sugary drink. It's supposed to be made with different flavors. I go on in another tweet. Another thing to point out, Anaber, is that sweet tea and tea you are thinking of are different drinks. This is just a sugary drink that people put flavors in. As far as sugar goes, Mountain Dew and other sodas have more. And I show that, you know, you do 3/4 to 1 cup of granulated sugar, but it's to your sweetness preference, so it could be more or less. But it's not going to be as much as Mountain Dew, which has 46 grams of sugar, and other sodas. Here, this is a Peace Tea brand Razzleberry, one of my favorites. That's only 19 grams per serving. There's 2 servings in this, so it's still together, it's like 40 grams. That being said, also in the news, YouTuber Edwin's generation there's been a whole situation between one of the victims of Onision named Shiloh and him, and some things that she's been doing that's not been okay. I've been watching it from afar, but I really haven't been wanting to insert myself into this because there's a lot of avenues of stuff that I don't really understand, and I don't know the full context of everything. But I did watch both of his videos. And his most recent tweet 4 hours ago says, Shiloh emotionally blackmailed me after lying about me numerous times. I understand she's a victim of Onision's abuse, but this should not give anyone a pass for harassing and manipulating others. Please watch his video to fully understand, and I do second that because I'm only going to go over a brief thing.
Last week, I posted a video on my side channel called Shiloh Snaps at YouTubers and People on Twitter on Onision's Patient Zero. It basically chronicled the entire mess that was Shiloh lashing out and threatening and saying horrible things to strangers on Twitter. Within that video, I did mention how, because that video took me about 5 to 6 days to make, during the making of it, Shiloh messaged me on Twitter myself, and she began lashing out at me. Now, I did not disclose the messages because I wanted to kind of leave it open-ended, you know, in case she wanted to kind of rectify things and be peaceful about it. I'm not exposing the DMs because maybe I misinterpreted it. So, just in case I did, I'm still available to talk. Things have changed. She's basically telling me, Edwin, make this video. Tell him, Edwin. Tell him what I said to you. And the reason why this needs to be a video is because this entire thing requires a lot of context that I frankly cannot put in several tweets, even though this happened on Twitter, you know?
So initially when I seen all this going down on Twitter, I first started watching it when the debacle between her and Nicholas Diorio happened. And I can tell you 100% that what she did to Nick was not right. She accused him of things that were not true. Saying that he was deliberately being malicious but not having any evidence for this behavior because she made it up, it didn't exist. And her just generally going into people's DMs, it wasn't a good look.
I do not wish any harm onto Shiloh. On the contrary, I wish that she would take a step back and realize that her actions are not okay. You know, you don't lie on me, okay? Don't lie about me, and don't manipulate people to try to get them to think a certain way about me. All right, I don't know your intentions with that, but it's not okay. All right, now let's get started.
I completely understand where he's coming from that aspect, because if you're dealing with such a sensitive subject as when it's intertwined within mental health, it's really difficult to navigate because you don't want to harm. You don't want to offend anybody. And at the same time, you still want to word everything perfectly in a way that the person that is suffering this what looks like a mental health break, you don't want to trigger that even worse. So you're trying to protect yourself while you're trying to protect someone else, but someone else is probably causing harm to other people. It's very difficult. I've been there. Hard to navigate.
Previous video, I told you guys how Shiloh deactivated her Patient Zero account. That was on Sunday the 23rd, and then the next day, the 24th, on Monday, is when she direct messaged me on her other account, lyldoll. On Thursday the 27th, I made a tweet just expressing how exhausted I had been feeling from, you know, covering everything that had to do with the Shiloh mess, as well as just everything going on in general with Onision, because this is exhausting, you know. And the YouTuber Repzion, who has been covering Onision for about 8 years now, he replied to my tweet and he said, "I feel you. She came at me too. She told me I threw her under the bus because of my Twitter video saying that everything we say, no matter the emotion or anger behind it, we're responsible for how we respond."
She didn't only attack Edwin, she also attacked Repzion, who's been covering this and helping the victims for literally the past 8 years.
Later on that night, I received a message from a girl who had been private messaged by Shiloh. She tweeted at Shiloh asking, "Honey, why are you attacking Edwin and Repzion? You need to understand that you have allies. You need to apologize. Stop pushing us away. You are not alone in this fight." Then Shiloh DM'd this girl on her other account, and this is what she said. "I am not attacking Edwin. I offered to talk to him, and when I didn't reply within a day, I got this." And as you can see, this is a cropped message showing me asking, "Did you really want to talk, or did you just message to condescend me?" To which Shiloh is saying, "Are you dead serious?" Shiloh continues, "I told him how I felt and asked him to leave me alone and blocked him on Tuesday. I never said another word. People are clout chasing. I try not to make my problems public with people unless I feel their account should be taken down. I have made some mistakes. I have apologized. It is over. Thanks for understanding. I mean no disrespect." I'm sure if Shiloh could have her way, these DMs would have never reached me, and she could have manipulated this person to believing a full-on lie. I've not even shown you guys our conversation, but imagine how I feel reading this, especially seeing how she very conveniently cropped the only slightly rude, I guess, thing that I said in the entire conversation, and I'll show you guys.
I have watched this entire video, and I can go ahead and tell you that this was Shiloh purposely cropping something to manipulate the situation against Edwin's generation. I don't know why she did this. Attacking Edwin and then attacking Repzion, attacking people that's been helping the situation. Helping her is counterproductive. It's literally... it's the opposite of what we want in this entire situation. So this is nearly a 40-minute video, and of course I'm not going to go through this whole thing. Just like the last week's Rep Reports video, we are ending it with Edwin's generation and the Shiloh debacle. I do want to give my opinion here, and I do want to suggest that Shiloh does take a mental health break away from Twitter. I've been there. It's difficult. You want, like, you just go down this rabbit hole. It's not good for your mental health. You end up having to feel like you got to explain yourself to like 100 different people that it doesn't matter. You got to care about your own mental health. Just take a step back. It's not that big and serious as you feel like it is inside your soul. Just chill, calm down, focus on what really matters, because I can promise you, everybody in this situation wants this to be resolved, moved on, and we got to focus on the Onision investigation. We got to focus on what matters. You heard it here. I also want to hear what you guys got to say. I forgot this is my Rep Reports video, which is a completely different series. We try to separate them and split them up. I did the whole different intro and outro to this one than I do my normal videos, because this is the news segment. So I hope you guys enjoy the difference and separation of these different series on the Repzilla channel. That being said, thank you for following the Facebook page and helping me get to the, well, we're about almost halfway. We're at like almost 5,000 followers over there, but we are trying to get to 10,000, so it's going good over there. We just hit 71 patrons, which is mind-blowing. I can't believe the amount of support that we have over there. It's evolved as a platform so much that I now feel like my whole original intention was to get monetized on Facebook, which I'm still going to do, because you can't put all of your faith into the demonetization issues of YouTube. But I now am going to put so much more focus into the Patreon than I have. We're going to add so much more content over there, and I'm really excited about that. So let's end it with the patrons.